Only the rhythmic drip, drip, drip of water could break the silence in the dimly lit cell. Moonlight sliced a thin line across the rough stone floor, illuminating a figure hunched over a pile of books. His calloused fingers traced the faded ink, a plan forming in his mind, a plan that could rewrite his destiny. The walls had been his sole acquaintances for a number of years, and the iron bars had been his only potential horizon. Despite this, a fire blazed brightly inside the limits of his jail. It was the unquenchable hunger for freedom they had. In the evening, that fire would be stoked to the point of a conflagration. Did he ultimately manage to get away on this particular evening? Alfred Hines, commonly known as Alfie Hines or the King of the Escape Artists, was a dangerous British robber who escaped from prison many times around the middle of the 20th century. He was also known and referred to by these other names. Throughout his journey, there is a never-ending battle of wills with the authorities, as well as a lot of mystery and courage. In 1920, Hines was born in London, and he was raised in a household that belonged to the working class. His childhood was not easy for him. When he was young, he began breaching the law by stealing little items and breaking into houses. He also broke into private residences. As he grew older, his bad behavior became even more severe, and he began to conduct more serious crimes, such as armed robbery. Hines rose to fame as a result of his ability to deceive law enforcement and corrections officers. He had a high level of intelligence and was naturally skilled at plotting and carrying out escapes. It was in 1953 that he managed to escape from Bedford prison by concealing a razor blade inside of a bottle of toothpaste. It was his very first significant escape. As a result of his daring escape, he became renowned as one of the most difficult to catch criminals in Britain. People were surprised by his daring escape. Over the course of the following several years, Hines would escape from prison on many occasions, each time using a unique set of strategies and disguises. In several instances, he meticulously planned his escapes by analyzing the layout of the prison and taking advantage of any security flaws that were there. At one point, he dressed himself in clothing that gave the impression that he was a laborer and then just strolled out of the prison gates. In a separate attempt to escape, he climbed over the walls of the prison by using grappling hooks that he had constructed himself. A number of individuals saw Hines as a folk hero due to the fact that he was courageous and innovative. Despite this, he continued to run afoul of the law for his criminal activities, and he spent a significant portion of his life incarcerated and released from prison. Even though Hines was good at getting away, he was caught every time. The police would use the newest technology and other tools they had access to start large-scale manhunts to find him. In some cases, he was caught after only a few days on the run. In others, it took weeks or even months to catch him. Hines was caught in Dublin, Ireland in 1959 after being on the run for several months. This was one of the most exciting catches for him. Based on a tip, the Irish police broke into the house where Hines was hidden and quickly caught him. People all over the UK and Ireland read about his arrest in the news, and he was then sent back to England to serve his term. Even though Hines tried many times to get away, he couldn't always avoid punishment. After finishing his time for armed robbery, he was finally let out of jail in 1966. At this point, he was pretty well known and had become something of a hero in the crime underworld. After he got out of jail, Hines tried to live a quieter life and stay out of trouble with the state, but he kept getting attention from the media, who were interested in his crazy past and bold actions. Before he died in 1991, he was known as one of Britain's most infamous and difficult-to-catch crooks. Alfred Hines' story leaves us with more questions than answers. Was he a criminal mastermind or a misunderstood genius? The answer, like the man himself, remains a puzzle. But one thing is certain: Alfred Hines defied expectations and left an undeniable mark on history. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of incredible escapes and unsolved mysteries.